Okay, part two for the beginners. Like me, I think that's who this video is good for, is the beginners, so you can see how frustrating it can be for me as a dental technician, embarking on a new technology. And new technology for me, it's not that new, it's been out for some time. But we're always kind of reluctant to kind of get out of our lab coat and get out of our comfort zone around the plaster bench and around the lab bench and sit down and saying, okay, how's this going to work out for me now? So let's recap where we were. Blocked out, reduced some of the wax block out around my terminal end of my clasps, if you recall. And then I'm going to go up to the top left here, hit next. And the first thing it's asking me to do is retention grids. You can see the workflow here: retention grids, major connector, clasps, sculpt, and finishing line. We're going to go through these. I can move this down here, but it's kind of small. I can leave it there too. And I'm looking here. Oh, holes, grid times 2, times 2, 5. And then I can put the resin gap, meaning the spacer that you would normally put in the blockout stage for your mesh lattice retention. It defaults at 0.6, which is what I would use in the laboratory, 0.6. And then let's see if we can use, we've got a torus ladder. I guess if for strengtheners, grids, just like either many partial denture systems, you could use many types of retention. Circles, grids, diamonds, cut them on an angle, whichever you like. I think I like the grid here, 2.2. Let's see what that's like. And now, what we have to do to design this is we're going to outline our mesh retention grid here. But in order to do so, it looks like when I hover over the, it looks like a Band-Aid. When I hover over the mesh icon, I think I have to click it. Oh, then I get my pencil. And then I can now left mouse click, and this spline, as it's called, I can move that later. I don't quite like where that is. Let's zoom in a bit more. Right mouse click to move the model. Toggle wheel to zoom in. Toggle wheel, hold down to move it over. Okay, I think I'm getting the hang of it. Mesh retention. I don't want it to go all the way down there. Leave some room for some teeth. I think when you send to third-party cast partial denture laboratories, even some I created myself, I'm reducing the buckle extension of that mesh retention. And I think to close the circle, I got to double, oh, there it goes. See, I highlight the last dot, click on it, it closes it. Nice. Let's dip into this again here, meaning take the mouse, hover over the mesh retention icon, click it to get my pencil, drag that over here, and let's outline the other side. If you can't do it in pencil or wax, I think you're gonna have a hard time doing it in digital. I always find that, I see some digital laboratories. Oh yeah, we do digital partial dentures. And most of the people designing it are not dental technicians. Yes, you can design it. Yes, you can print it, mill it, laser sinter it. But is it as good as it can be? I think you need to have some little experience with this. I think you have to have some. What happens when I click over a button? Oh, okay. So then I can move the spline here. I can move the reference point up and down the line. I can click on it. I can move it out. I'm going to create this kind of shape. I don't like straight lines in the partial denture design. I don't think anybody does. Hey, hang on a second. What happened here? There we go. I had to click on top of one of the reference points on the spline. I think if I right mouse click What options is it giving me? Oh, I can remove the point. I can delete the whole spline. Oh, ooh, gone. Let's try it again. Click in. I'll outline it again. So, I like that. If you're not happy with what you've done, do it again. No big deal. And then close, I'll put one more in there. I think I want that one. And then close it there. And then if I hover over and click it, I can move that. Let's zoom in a bit more to see what I'm doing. I can move this over here. Again, this is going to be an internal finishing line. I don't want to come into the palatal area too much, nor do I want to be sagging over to the buccal side too much. This is, again, personal preference. Okay. So there we have our, oh, let me go over and fix this one here on the right side. I'm going to move it over. Let's zoom up. So here you can design your shoe extensions if you wish. I mean, there is a lot of freedom here. And I think 3Shape is intuitive. Intuitive is the right word? It's been designed by computer programmers at the direction of dental technicians. Say, can you get it to do this? And they'll say, yeah, let's go back to the computer programming lab and I'll get it to do this. I don't think they're dental technicians themselves, and they need our input. And I think it's getting to be, it's come a long way. People have given a lot of inputs. I got some straight lines, the shoe extensions maybe here. I'll try if I can put them here, meaning a metal guide plane and a metal denture base adjacent to the terminal abutments. Let's see how that looks. And then I'm going to hit next and see what happens. Okay, what happens now when I hit next? Okay, next. I should have my mesh retention. Nice. So now it's talking about my major connector design. Let's see what else I can do with this here. If I go back to retention grids, click on a spine. Oh, that didn't work. Try it again. Next. There we go. Wonder if I can move this a little bit. If I don't have enough metal contact here for my major connector, I don't want it to be a weak connection like over here on the right hand side. Let's see if I go back to retention grid. Right mouse click. Anything there? No. How about retention grids? Hover over one of these dots. There we go. So I went back to retention grids. I hovered over one of the splines. I got this icon here, which makes, oh yeah, nice. So I can move this within the confines of the outline of the mesh. There's also a little blue dot here. I can rotate it around till I'm comfortable. Obviously, it's not symmetrical if I have these diamonds going this way and the other side going the other way. Let's have them go the same way. That would be just, doesn't fit my OCD visual. Yeah, so what I'm looking for is maybe some more connection here. The possibility, so I got this long section, this long, and this is what I would do in wax, and I would fill this in wax to my major connector. Let's go over to this side. Can I do this side? There we go. So hold the dot in the middle with the left mouse button down, left and right. I can rotate it if I want. There we go. So I got this nice solid line here. It seems my diamonds are a little off skew going that way, but let's see if I can bring it back just a touch. Maybe move it out, bring it down. Oh, you could play endlessly here, goodness sakes. Oh, back to the spline. No big deal. We'll just hit next. It'll come back. And then I can go back to retention grids if I want to touch that one again. Let's touch that spline again. And then here's my rotation. There we go. We'll leave it at that. I got a little bit of space there. Let's move that out right there. So I can get some more metal contact from my major connector. So there you have part 2, mesh retention.